candid story, man. Never told anybody this.
Okay. Getting the exclusive here.
Exclusive, man. I'm on the field like this. We've been through the whole signing. I'm already on team. I'm in my like first or second day training camp.
Okay.
I'm walking out the field. Can you talk to me? Hey, how you feel like you did today? All this, whatever. He leaves. So I talked to one of my teammates. I'm like, who is that? They like, man, that was the GM and the owner.
Oh, wow.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Welcome to the next Conversations with Brent. Today, I have another special guest. We have Mr. Josh Gordy. What up, Josh?
What's going on, man? I appreciate it, man. Love the setup. I appreciate you reaching out, man. Looking forward to it.
Hey, I appreciate you making time. I know you're very busy and everything. So I think what I want to start is talk about a little bit about where you're from. Washington County, southeast Georgia?
I always say Middle Georgia.
Middle Georgia, okay.
Georgia, and then people always ask, where is that? Where Washington County, where is Sandersville? I have to say next to Millersville.
Right.
So if they're okay, I know what that says. So.
And I think the thing that makes that area unique to me is, and I can't remember if it's a 100-mile radius, but you have yourself, Takeo Spikes, Robert Edwards, Demetro Stevens, Shannon Sharp, Sterling Sharp, Deion Grant, all from in that kind of general area, which is unique, an area so small to have so many guys. And Chris Edwards?
Yeah, my brother Chris.
Yeah.
Some other young guy, Brandon Watts came out of our school. We got WNBA right now. Alicia just got born in Atlanta. Her brother was a star athlete, went to Georgia Tech for a season. But yeah, man, from a small town, it's crazy when you think about it.
It is.
It's something in the water, I guess.
And I was going to ask, what is it? Because when you think of the area and how many guys have made it to the pro, it's like, what is it about that area?
Yeah, you know what? I think, too, is it was just a culture, too, back then.
Okay.
I always tell Keo, man, when he did his first camp, which I don't know if he was part of it or not, but when he did his first camp, I was an actual participant in that camp.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so won a PlayStation game and everything. So I remember that vividly. But, seeing those guys do it, football became such a big culture down there.
Right.
That's what you want to do. So it's just like anything else. If we would have saw number of astronauts coming out there, everybody would have want to be astronauts.
Right.
So it was just kind of that through osmosis type deal. And, if you had the skills and the work ethic to do it, why not? So
that's cool. And so we know the Super Bowl just concluded. Patrick Mahomes won the second one. Him and Jalen Hurts, two black quarterbacks in the Super Bowl. In your experience, I think it was your first year, you was undrafted free agent, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And then how many teams was it before you landed with Green Bay?
So just one, signed to Jacksonville, like I said, as an undrafted free agent. I was just so green, so naive about the whole league situation.
Right.
Candid story, man. Never told anybody this.
Okay. Getting the exclusive here.
Exclusive, man. I'm on the field like this. We've been through the whole signing. I'm already on team. I'm in my like first or second day training camp.
Okay.
I'm walking out the field. Can you talk to me? Hey, how you feel like you did today? All this, whatever. He leaves. So I talked to one of my teammates. I'm like, who is that? They like, man, that was the GM and the owner.
Oh, wow.
I was like, owner? I didn't even know NFL team had owners. Like, can you imagine that?
Right.
I'm already on an NFL team, but I had no idea.
Hey, and that thing,
owner that owned the team, I was like, man, I got to learn some stuff, man. It was crazy.
And I think for players and even fans, at some point you get so caught up in the game, you forget there's a business side to it. And that's
the part. Quick. It let you know quick, man. I got acquainted with the business side of it at third week of preseason when they make the big cuts. So I released. Even though I know for a fact I played a lot of those guys, but when you look back, it was a business move. They had more money invested in other guys. I mean, even the guy that was drafted that year in my class, he was a returner and a corner, so he kind of had more of what you can do.
Right.
But he lasted 1 year. He didn't want to play corner. And I'm thinking, I'm like, dang, this is how it works. Can you really just tell these people, like, I'm not playing corner, I just want to be a returner?
Right.
They let him say that, but after that year, he was out of there, I guess, you know. So
We'll let you finish this year, but then
yeah, so I was like, man, yeah, it's a big business. But like you said, man, we got a chance to get picked up in Green Bay. I guess part of that story too, man, when I got released from Jacksonville, I was at home for 3 weeks. I thought it was done.
Right.
And I was like, well, you know, I had a chance, had a shot. At least I got to experience it. Then I was ready to pick back up on my internship, which was going to be in cardiac rehabilitation in Augusta.
wow.
Yeah, my sister had already, rest in peace, and my sister, she actually passed during COVID. She was a nurse.
Oh wow.
Had me set up to finish my internship there. You know, so I was ready to, you know, get that back rolling, and I'll finish that up. But, you know, got that call from Green Bay, and, you know, went up there for that season, and that was history.
What they say, the rest is history? Rest is history. So one last question about this. Being a Raiders fan, as I am, Aaron Rodgers, do you think he'll be a fit in Vegas or not?
Man, I'm the wrong person to ask all these questions.
Well, I mean, you played with Aaron, so you know it's kind of his demeanor and how the teammates feel about him, because the media, they criticize him and vilify him all the time. So.
I'll say, man, I'm just such a big Aaron Rodgers fan.
Okay.
Wherever he go, I'm gonna watch him. Right. I know what kind of person he is and skill set he brings to the field, you know. But you always get caught up, man. If people ask me, what do you think about somebody going? I don't even keep up with that stuff. Right. To be honest, I watch the game. I'm watching schemes. I'm watching DBs. I'm watching how plays develop, you know. But a lot of off the field stuff, I kind of let that play out. Yeah. I see them when they play on Sunday. So
now you play how many years?
6 years.
6 years. So you hear the story. A lot of times guys play these multiple years in the NFL and come out broke. But you had a different mindset when you played. You were very smart with your money. What was it that made you have this love? Because you do financial planning now, you do some investing. So where'd that mindset come from to not just bling out? Because as long as I've known you, you've been a very simple guy. You've never bought all the jewelry and the fancy cars and all that.
So yeah, that's where it started. It's the foundation of. I've always had a spirit of contentment, and you know, for this past Thanksgiving, somebody asked me, "What you thankful for?" I was like, you know, I'm just thankful for having that naturally in me as a spirit of content person. You know, I don't need much. You know, as long as I'm comfortable, happy. But I think too, it started when I was younger. Around 8 years old, I actually started working with my granddad when I was 8, and when I say work, it was real work.
When those chalk mines Keo talking about.
No, it was in the pine straw field.
Okay.
Where if you didn't work, you didn't get paid.
Right.
It was 100% commission.
Oh, wow.
So when you working like that at such a young age, you got to put out something to get something in return. You look at it a lot different, rather than I'm going to just show up. I know I'm getting $80 at the end of the day.
Right.
Do nothing, do something or not, I'm getting paid. It's a different thing. You got to get out there and get it. So when you earn that $1, $2, whatever it is, you're going to hold on to that tighter than somebody who just know they're getting it
right
just for showing up. So that's where it started, honestly, for me. And then, I think middle school, I started like buying a lot of my own clothes and shoes and other stuff. You know, so you learn the value of a dollar at that point. And that's kind of where the foundation of that started.
And so now with finance, what all are you doing now?
I mean, I did do some financial coaching when I got done playing. Right. It was such a big passion of mine. And because I believe, you know, if people can get that stuff in order, it'll alleviate a lot of stress in people's lives.
I'm sure.
You know, I know it's such a taboo topic, but honestly, man, if people can get that stuff in order, just pay attention to it.
Right.
It affects every area of life, your marriage, kids, stuff you want to do, free time. But yeah, that's.
So if you had to give your top one, well, let's say top 2 or 3 financial tips, what would they be?
Be content. First, start with a spirit of contentment.
Break that down a little bit.
You need a car, but do you need that car?
Right.
You need a house, but do you need that house? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You need to eat, but do you need to eat out
right
that many times? And, you know, even my family, you know, asked Mike about it, but we developed a love around cooking.
Okay.
You know, that's something we do together. I mean, my daughter more than me and him, but even he'll get in there sometime, to learn how to chop basically anything. But but you learn that stuff, and that's gonna pay off, dividends. So I would say that number one. 2, not conforming to the world,
Right.
because they gonna tell you need to buy these type of clothes, these type of shit. Nothing against Jordans. I love Jordans. I may start getting more in the future. I've only owned 3 my whole life.
Man, let me tell you, when Kendall was little, we walked in the store and dude was like, "What size?" I said, "What size what?" He said, "Jordans." I said, "For who?" He said, "For him." I said, "Who paying for them? I ain't paying no $200 for no gym shoes."
You know what I mean? Like it's priorities, man. It's priorities. So yeah, don't conform to what other people do. And my third one, budget. If you don't know where it's going, you ain't got no roadmap.
Yeah.
You got to write it out. Anybody listening to this, I'll tell them the number one thing you need to do: go back last month and look at how much money you spent eating out on food.
I have a friend, he said him and his wife, they spend probably a couple $100 a week eating out.
It's gonna make you sick.
Oh, it does.
Then take it a step further. Take that money you spent eating out and find you a compound interest calculator. Take that same money, plug it into a compound interest calculator, put your modest 8-9% return on it.
Right.
If you would have been investing that money instead, look at how much that'll grow in 10 years.
Man, I tell you, one thing I'd say is, I tell people, when you get paid, write down everything you spend your money on for 30 days. Because you get something, because numbers are so evasive in our mind. You think, oh, I do the math in my head. But then when you write it down, it's like, wait a minute, where does huge difference come from?
Yeah.
And people don't understand that it's so important to understand where your money goes.
It's an eye-opener, man. Eye-opener. And I can remember when I was getting ready to get my house out in where I live at, person that sort of advised me, he's like, you're only getting this amount of house you can afford to get. Yeah, I can afford it in your standard.
Right.
Because you saying I can afford the payments. I wouldn't afford it because I can buy it and be done with it.
Yes.
And that's why I tell people, if what I chase when it comes to finances is peace. If you've never experienced it, you'll never know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But peace, when you wake up, I don't owe nobody nothing. Ain't nobody chasing me down for nothing. I can do what I want to do when I want to do it. I control my time. Time is the most valuable resource we got.
Got that right.
It's finite. Tell Mike all the time. What I always tell you, Mike. Yeah, we can get a lot of other stuff, but that means now I'm going back to work.
Correct.
We don't have time to go ride bikes. We got our bikes with us. We can go riding. We don't have time to go hiking, camping. None of that stuff we like to do. Because I know he only got a certain amount. I only got a certain amount of time.
And that time flies.
We just heard a quote around over here. The days when you got kids, the days are long, but the years are short. We don't get it back.
Hey man, that is so true.
So do you want to be? And I know people got to do what they got to do, but sometimes you can evaluate yourself. Is obtaining all this material stuff worth the time my kids missing out on?
You can always get stuff, but you cannot get that time back. Mm-hmm. And so you were smart with your money. You bought some land, and you have something special coming up in March.
Yep. March 24th through 26th, we do a Dad and Me retreat. It's at my property in Wrightsville, Georgia. And I mean, selfishly, it was something I bought for myself. Honestly, that's always been. I'm a country boy, so I love to have space, place we can go fishing, hunting if you want to. But I just realized the impact it have on me and Mike when we just go out and it's just us. We're going out next week. It's our time, man, to get away from the noise.
Right.
Be present with each other and bond in a way that other atmospheres don't allow you to do it. And so I wanted to offer the opportunity to other dads and sons looking for that same thing. So, but yeah, so 24th, 26th having our second Dad and Me retreat.
So what can they look forward to doing at Dad and Me?
Yeah,
Cause you have what, fishing?
Yep. So we'll be fishing out there. We'll be fishing. We always use the gun range that we got. So, of course, they'll be shooting stuff like 22s and bow and arrow, stuff like that. The dads, if they want to bring their stuff, they can. We got walking trails, bike trails, so bring your bikes. Good energy. What else, man? Campfires.
Okay.
That's always a magical time. You'll be surprised how many people never sat around a campfire, and just talk. You have some of your best conversations around the campfire. So do that. Always try to cook a little something on the fire while we're doing it.
Okay.
Even with the fishing. So with the fishing, whatever we catch, show them how to clean it. This last one we did, we actually cooked some of the fish on the grill, on the fire. So that was a good experience.
That's cool.
Good experience. Of course, and then all the food will be provided throughout the weekend.
Okay.
And prices will vary depending on your lodging needs. So we do have a house on the property, so if you want to stay in the house, that's a different price compared to if we're going to use a bunk house or pitch your own tent or even rent one out tent. So
you make sure they covered either way. They can keep some of the modern conveniences or they can go full born camping.
Yeah, and surprisingly, the last one we did, our dads that was in the house, they was like, man, it's cool, but I think I want to actually do the tent camping next time. So, I think they'll probably coming back for doing the tents this time. Freeing up space in the house for those who ain't
First time, gotta get the rookies a chance.
That's it.
But I think that's so unique, man, because I remember being younger. Our church used to have some property, but they still do up in Ohio, up in the mountains, man. And like you said, sitting around them campfires at night, man, just talking and, just the memories that was built. And this was probably 40, 50 some years ago. Still talk to some of them people today, man, and we always reminisce about that time at camp. So
yeah, it's different, man. It's different.
So what is your goal with Daddy and Me? You touched on it a little bit, but if you had to say, hey, this is what I want you to take away from this experience, what would it be?
And just I like to show people different way to experience peace. Because, every single person that comes, man, I've never seen anything. I never been this quiet before.
Right.
I just want to show people the way society got everybody sped up in this race.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can look at it and be like, for what? And we killing ourselves doing it.
Yeah.
And I just want to give people that release. I have a lady. I got a lady. She's a good friend of ours. She's been camping with us for a while, but she deals with a lot of mental health issues. So, she knows we real cool. She knows she can hit me up like, hey, is it free this weekend or free this day? Yeah, going down. She used that as her way to get away. She does the counseling and stuff, but that's kind of accessory to that.
Right.
But yeah, man, even that, it don't even start when you get to the property. It starts on the ride down.
Okay.
That's where everybody's like, okay, you got to come through a lot of back roads.
Right.
And like, man, the ride down, just turn the radio off. I let the windows down.
Get that fresh
everything. Yeah, I was leaving everything, in the city behind, and that just, it does something to you, man. It relaxes you. So
it's awesome.
Yeah,
and I think it's so key that we unplug, man. We get so caught up in the proverbial rat race and trying to compete and all this. I don't know if you know Sherry Riley. She coined and trademarked peace is the new success. Because without peace of mind, man, you and people don't realize what stress does to you. You stressing over finances and what you don't have and all that. And I think what you said is being grateful, appreciative. What's the word you use when you talked about what made you good with money? I can't remember the contentment. Being content with what you have and where you are. To me, man, that's like the foundation to build everything on, your finances, your family, your home. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, I know it's tough. I still have to deal with it. You see stuff, and I guess mine more so be from the business standpoint, even with the retreat, like, because I'm always looking at these other retreats like out in Colorado. So I'm kind of modeling after, but just like, man, I want to do it. I'm like, you know what? It's cool where it's at right now. As we grow, we'll get there. But you want it to look good now. But yeah, like you said, you gotta and it's something you got to practice too.
Yeah.
It has to become a conscious choice that you want to do that. So,
Well, and I would say this, and I tell people this all the time. The only difference between me and you is our personalities. And we both can do the same thing, but mine's going to have a little different spin or flavor on it because of who I am. And so you keep doing what you do, and I know God will give you the direction you need because what you're doing is so key, not just for people like Micah, not just for the fathers, but for the family, man. We have gotten so far away from what family is. It's ridiculous, man. You know, you go to a restaurant and you see a family and everybody in their phones. Ain't nobody even talking to each other. Families don't even eat dinner together no more. And it's like, when I think about society, it's the breakdown of family that has attributed to a lot of things. In my first episode, me and Kendall were talking. And I told Kendall, you ever go to jail, don't call me. And people like, you told your son that? I said, yeah, because I tried to teach him right from wrong. And if you did something that landed you there, you wanted to be there. So why am I coming to get you from somewhere you want to be? And this is the other one. I said, you ever start selling drugs, I will call the police myself. And his friend said, your dad told you that? He said, yeah. You said, you think he'd do it? He said he would. Because my thing is this, there's so many ways to be successful.
yeah.
Sometimes to me, that's the easy way out.
Yeah. And you know, I'm glad you touched on that point. Because a lot of time, guys go to that out of necessity. You know, girls do, but they go that out of necessity. But I think if you give kids other outlets, that's another mission of the dad and me, giving kids other outlets. Because the first one we did, it was dad's son. It was all their first time even fishing. They didn't know how to set the pole up.
Right.
But when the young boy learned how to fish, I mean, he fished the whole weekend. He didn't want to do nothing else but fish. But I looked at that like, you know, that's a great example of when he get older, he gets bored. Where is he gonna go?
Yeah.
He gonna pick up that fishing pole and go fishing instead of looking for somewhere to fit in, wrong crowd, doing the wrong thing. You know, so again, that's another. I'm glad you touched on that. But yeah, man. And something else stood out to me too. I always tell Michael, what's the best teacher in life?
That's just interesting.
So we used talking about him going to, you know, don't call you, you know, once you get that experience, like, it's going to teach you.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So he's the best teacher.
Well, and I would say this. I think when you first have that quietness, that solitude, it scares the heck out of you. Because it's like your mind is always going, you're always in your device, you're always on the computer, you're always looking at TV. And them first couple of hours, it's almost like you in withdrawal, like, I need to be doing something.
Yep.
But once you settle into that piece, it's like it's like time flies, and it seems like you were just 5 minutes. It's 5 hours later, and you just as peaceful, happy, sleep better.
Man, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yep. And then even off of that stuff, like, to segue off of that, then once you get that stuff, you know, in order, you get your mindset right. Now you focus on your health. Yeah. You know, the way you eating, the way you sleeping, exercise, and all that good stuff.
And so you got that big water bottle over there.
Yeah, man. So I try to get my gallon in a day.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it for Christmas. I kind of finished that, and I have to put some more in there. I do I'm active a lot, so. But it's still a good reminder.
I think we need to switch the shape you in. You need this one. I need that one. Give me some more water. But Josh, man, I really want to thank you for taking the time out, man. And Micah, thank you for hanging out with us a little bit, bruh. And Daddy and me, we're going to make sure the link is there. And if you want to plan a retreat, if you want to do a couples retreat or something, there'll be information to hit Josh up and say, hey, we would like to rent it. We want to do a couples retreat, or you want to just do a getaway with your family. It is available for rent. So we're going to have everything there. But make sure you take time to do something with your son, with your daughter, with your family.
That's it. And also, we are trying to track corporate retreats too as well.
Okay.
You know, a lot of corporate retreats, they do the same golfing and stuff.
Right.
We're trying to give them a different experience. You know, you come out, rent property. You know, maybe we set you up with like a ski trap shoe experience. So that's something different. People don't usually do.
Yeah.
You know, that's where your best bonds are made when you're vulnerable. Stuff you ain't done. It's everybody's first time.
Yes.
So, you know, that'd be a good way to bond. Yep.
That's cool. Well, man, appreciate it. Show them the fruits of your labor. You know, we like things like that around here. You know, we got all our sports memorabilia, so we had to bring a little Super Bowl into the flavor.
Yeah, man.
Well, man, enjoy your bike ride.
Oh, yeah. See, we got to go.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in. Conversations with Brent, Josh, Gordy, Daddy and me coming in March. Make sure you sign up and look into the property, because I'm quite sure you may want to use it for something that you would like to do. So, we got a little bonus for you. You heard Josh referring to Micah. This is Micah. What up, man?
What's up?
How you doing today?
Good.
Good. So, your dad mentioned Daddy and me. What was that like for you?
It was just exciting.
Exciting? What made, let me see. What made it exciting and what made it fun?
Well, what made it exciting was that we had to do all those fun activities,
Okay.
and with my friends that I had too, so it was more fun.
Okay. So, you got to fish, you got to just run around with your friends, and do you like fishing?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I don't like fishing.
I don't like fish when I don't catch it.
See, that's that attitude I like. Winners compete, winners finish. So, Daddy and me, would you encourage your friends to come again?
Mm-hmm.
So, if you had to tell somebody that's watching this, what would you tell them?
I don't know.
Would you tell them, hey, bring your son, it's a great time to spend with your dad, or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. One last thing, you like to read, right?
Mm-hmm.
What makes you like reading?
Because you can learn stuff in there, and it's really funny and fun.
Okay. Yeah, as you see, I like books too. Well, man, thank you for the bonus reel and telling people about Daddy and me. I appreciate it.